that should help you a little bit with at least making Gmail a little bit more like Outlook. There are some things that we've learned from just talking to people in the agency and also some finishing up sort of last bit of Google transition listening sessions we've been doing. So I am logged into my Google account right now. You can see it on the screen. And the first thing I want to show you is there is a way people mentioned being able to quickly read their email without going back and forth between their inbox and an open message. So when you have a message open, there's a little arrow here to the right, and I can navigate both right and left. If your strategy is to read a message and then do something with it, then this gives you full access to doing that. So you can do everything you normally do just using these arrows here, and then your controls up here. So that is one quick way that you can read and respond to emails. The other thing that seems to be kind of frustrating for people is that there is an archive button, which Outlook didn't have. So when you archive a message using this button here, it actually goes into a label. So remember, labels are in Gmail. They're kind of the same as folders, but actually all your mail in Gmail is stored in the same spot. So those labels just are like little labels, really, that help you as the user organize that email into certain categories. Makes it a little bit easier to search just because it narrows it down some. What's confusing to people and frustrating is once it's archived, people aren't quite sure where it goes. So I'm going to give you the answer to that right now. I'm over here in my labels, and there are several other things here. Your trash is here. You've got chats here, all kinds of things. There's also this label called all mail. So when you archive a message, you can find every message you've ever received and not throw it in the trash in this space right here. So archive trash in 30 days is going to empty for you. Archive is going to save it forever. And you can always click on the all mail label to get every message that you have. Right now, I'm only showing 50 messages at a time. And you can see I have almost 6,000 messages here. So the best thing to do really if you want to find a message is to search for it. So if I were looking for something specific, I might put a search term in here. This is new to kind of narrow down your search. These little buttons I've not experimented with. I only just noticed them last week, maybe the beginning of this week. So bottom line is in all mail, you can do a search to find the message that you're looking for. And then let's see, we'll move on. So archiving all mail. So we'll review that a little bit at the end, but I want to go over a few of the settings that may help you be less frustrated with Google Mail. This little, I don't know, wheel, I guess, is going to give you lots and lots of different things within Gmail. We're going to go to this settings menu, and you've got lots of tabs across the top. Today, we're going to focus on a couple things in general and then also under inbox. And hopefully these help you. There is lots to see and do here in the general tab. I'm going to really focus on the things that people have said. I missed this about Outlook. So the first thing is in general, and feel free to explore this menu anytime you think there should be something different about the way your Gmail looks. And then there's some productivity things in here that weren't included in Outlook, and we'll go over those at in a different training. So this session, because it's on less frustrating Gmail, the first thing I want to point out to you is people have complained about how Gmail threads discussions, the conversation view is automatically on. So let me just go back so I can show you what that means. So I love the conversation view, even though I've heard from lots of you that you don't love it. Um, what conversation view does is group messages together with common subject lines. So no, I don't see any here. Oh yeah, here's one right here. So this is a thread of messages, and there are 4 all included under the same subject heading. So of course, if I get a new message in this group, it's going to pop down here to the bottom, and then it will show up as bold, just like this one does. It'll show up as bold, saying, hey, you have a new message. What's confusing to some people is it goes down to the bottom. And so it's hard to tell where it is in that thread that you've read. So to change that, when you go to settings, under this general tab, and you scroll down in Gmail, it's called conversation view. So right now I have it on. And when I flip it off, then save down at the bottom. When it reloads my Gmail, you can see here all of those threaded messages are now separate. So the one we were looking at right here, those are all now separate messages. Here's the first one, and then here are the replies right here. So if you prefer that view, feel free to turn it on. I do believe it's on for by default, so turn it off if you don't like seeing those. The second thing that I've heard about more than one time under here is how you get your signature to show up on replies as well as when you start a new message. So I've scrolled down again under the general tab, or in settings in the general tab, almost to the bottom. And I see my signature right here. In order to get it to show up on every single message that I send, I need to check this box to insert that signature. So that'll happen even in replies now. And then again, just like with the conversation view, I have to click Save Changes. So now, even when I hit reply, my signature is going to pop down to the bottom. And then there's one more thing that I've heard about from different people that they missed about Gmail. I already showed you early on here. We'll just review really quick. When you're in a message, you can navigate through messages, newer or older messages, with these arrows up at the right hand, on the right hand side at the top of your screen. Another nice trick under settings, and this time under the inbox tab, is you can turn on a reading pane. Some people, I think in Outlook it was called the preview pane. So if you enable the reading pane and you get to choose where it shows up, I'm going to put it to the right of the inbox, and then you click Save Changes. When you select a message here, it's going to show it to you over here on the right. So it gives you a little preview of the message. You can't navigate in the same way. I couldn't find a way to do that, but it's kind of the same if you just click through your inbox. So that's another quick way to kind of simulate what Outlook did for you in terms of the preview pane. So I am not on site for questions today because I am working from home due to this stuffy nose. And so if you have questions, feel free to email them to me or stop by anytime into the technology department, and we will totally help you with Gmail settings. And then the third option is you can always start a ticket and get some help there as well. This video is going to be posted on our agency YouTube channel, and I'll label it with all the right stuff for Google Mail. And then if you're interested in future sessions, there's a document called First Friday Fast 15 that's been shared with everyone. The content for each session once a month on the first Friday is posted there. And this link that you used today will be the same consistently throughout. I just set them all up on the same sort of instance, and then they're all set to record as well. So feel free to take advantage of any of these recordings at any time and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks.